Hi, Fee Tui Win here, and welcome back to another segment of Tea with Fee. If you are someone who has been exerting great effort or is exerting great effort towards peace, towards the enjoyment of fulfillment and connection, towards happiness, and yet, despite all your great effort, let's say you are reading the right self help books, you are listening to the right podcasts, watching the right videos, you've signed up to the right newsletters, you are hanging out with like minded people, and yet there's still angst, there is dis-ease, there is a lack of fulfillment. So, where your great effort is not producing comparable results, then this episode is for you. So, if you have not made yourself your favorite mug of tea, pause the video, go make your tea, come back, snuggle up, relax, and allow us about 5 minutes to explore the solution together. The solution comes to you in the form of an analogy. And I think at different stages in our lives, we have been in some stage of this analogy. The analogy is that of an apple. And let's say that when we're young and we're more interested in creating success in our lives, going out there and building our wealth and moving up in the corporate ladder, that apple is like an apple in a tree. It's there, but we're not that interested in it because our focus is somewhere else. At some point in our lives, though, many of us have decided that, life isn't about the fame, the power, the houses, or the cars. That what's more important and what's more nourishing is to experience peace, to enjoy fulfillment and connection and share happiness. And for many of you, maybe that's where you are right now. And so what you've done is you've picked the apple from the tree and you say, this is important. This is the fruit that I want in my life. And so you may carry that apple around. You may talk about it with your friends. You may read about it in your books. You may listen to the dialogue of it as you're driving around in the car. And yet, for some reason, some of that, you're able to understand some of it, and it helps to a certain extent, and yet the depth of it is not there. And you still feel the angst, and you still feel the discord, and things are showing up that really bothers you. And so the peace and the happiness and the connection and fulfillment seem really ungraspable or unattainable, even though you may be carrying 10 great books around, stacks of books right by your bedside that tells you how to live and how to enjoy peace and all that. So it's like you may be carrying 10 great books around, but if you haven't learned to integrate the teachings into you and make it a part of who you are, then there's always going to be a gap, an element of not really being able to get it. And it's like you're carrying those 10 great apples around, but you're not eating them, you're not ingesting them, so the apples go bad. The teachings about peace stays in the book and isn't become a part of your life or a part of you. And so what we need to be able to do is to actually take a bite of the apples and to enjoy the nourishment and bring that nourishment of peace and happiness and connection and fulfillment into our very being so that it's a part of us. It becomes, it's in our bloodstream, it's in our cells, it's in our skin, because once we ingest the apple, you really don't see the apple anymore. It's become a part of us. And that's where many of us are lacking the ability to learn how to enjoy that apple and make it a part of us. And this is where having a coach, having a mentor, having a teacher comes in to help you take it from knowledge, the knowledge of peace, to the experience of peace, where it's helpable, where you may show up with